Hi everyone, I am here with a true story out of the Angels guidepost book. Look at this pretty picture of this one that goes along with it. You know, it's just a drawing, of course. Isn't that pretty though? You know I'm going to reuse these pictures. I'm not throwing them out. I like to craft and recycle these things. I haven't had an angel book in a long time. A sister in Christ, a neighbor, passed this book along to me. Okay, so this one is called Angels in Bloom. Everything's coming up new again. Let's see, this one's by Sarah Baker from Anna, Texas. And then there's one that go from Deborah LaRose from New York. And the other one doesn't. And the other one's by Jeanette Lavelle from Paris, Illinois. I'm going to read them all together in this. Okay, so let's begin. May's Bouquet. Okay, now we're ready, my mother said as we gathered up our bags and headed out to the car. After a morning of tending our flower garden, my pride and joy, we spent the afternoon at the local 5 and dime store, where we gathered up tissue paper, ribbons, note cards, and all the discounted Easter baskets we could fit into the shopping cart. Ready for what? I asked. May baskets for the first day of May, she said. When we get home, we'll cut the flowers that are blooming in the garden and fill these baskets so that tomorrow morning we can get up bright and early and deliver them to our neighbors. We'll ring the bell and run away before anyone can see who made the delivery. Doesn't that sound like fun? Her blue eyes sparkled. I would love to do that. I would love to do that. Was she kidding? I had waited all winter for the flowers to bloom. We had worked on that garden for months. Ever since we planted those first bulbs back in fall. It was our special mother-daughter project, and I had cherished the time we spent together. Now I wanted to cut the flowers for our own house, to put them in pretty vases and enjoy what we'd done together. Oh, sweetie. Flowers are like kindness. They are meant to be shared. That's the real beauty of a garden. You'll see. I doubted this, but I knew I didn't have a choice. Later that afternoon, we snipped away our garden and arranged the bouquets. We tied each one together with ribbon, wrapped it in tissue paper, and put them all in the refrigerator to stay fresh overnight. It's so nice. I love that. I slept fitfully, thinking about our empty garden. In the morning, but just think how many people's going to be so happy. That'll just make somebody's day. In the morning, we loaded the bouquet-filled baskets and began our trek through the neighborhood. Mother handed me the first basket. Now for the fun part. Holding hands, we ran to the front door, rang the bell, and sprinted away. We crouched behind some shrubs and watched the door open and our neighbor look up and down the street. Her expression went from surprise to confusion to a delighted grin when she saw the May basket on her doorstep. Thank you, she called out to the street. She looked so happy, and it felt as if a whole beautiful garden bloomed inside me. Mother was right about the flowers. They were even prettier on someone else's doorstep. That's right. That's right. It feels so much better to make someone else happy and do something for someone else. It really, really does. It really warms your heart. Okay, and this one's called Peach Blossom Summer. Sounds pretty, doesn't it? Shortly after my mother died, my father made an announcement. This year we're going to have peaches. I'm sure of it, he said. I wished I could be. 3 years ago, Mom and I had gotten him a peach tree for Father's Day. He was delighted by the new addition to his garden and tended it carefully all summer long. That first year, it produced just a handful of peaches, but we were positive it would give us more in another year. Sure enough, the tree was in full bloom 1 year later. All three of us were so excited we spent the whole summer researching recipes, only for the blossoms to fall off without ever becoming fruit. Same thing the summer after that. "What makes you think things will be different this year?" I asked. Dad grinned. "Your mom is going to pull some strings up there this year," he said, pointing to the sky. "She has friends in high places." Of course, we both knew she was in heaven with the angels. As spring progressed, the peach tree bloomed with light pink blossoms that seemed to glow in the sunlight. It sounds so pretty. When spring became summer, the flowers gave way to tiny fuzzy green balls. Dad and I watched them grow larger and the fruit turn rosy pink and coral. By summer's end, we had a tree full of juicy peaches. The branches hung low with sun-ripe fruit, a bounty sent by God after an angel whispered in his ear. I've heard a lot of stories like that of things happening that way. Stuff that like never grew, and then when someone passed away, it like this tree, you know. I've heard other stories like that. Okay, the last one, guys. Well planted. My daughter, Esther, was not looking forward to Mother's Day. She was getting divorced, and this would be her first year as a single mom. "I don't know if I can bring myself to celebrate this year," she told me on the phone. "I'm not feeling like the best mom." My heart ached. There was only so much I could do from 450 miles away. I sent her money to help with expenses, and I prayed for God to send her comfort and encouragement, but I wished I could do something more. I hung up the phone and stood there feeling totally helpless. Please, Lord, give me an idea. I wasn't feeling like I was the best mom either. A couple of days later, I was at my computer doing some online shopping when I came upon the perfect thing. A mug decorated with roses and irises and the words, "Daughter, you are a beautiful flower." I ordered it for Esther immediately. "Mom, I absolutely love the mug," she said in her next call. "I'm going to start each day hearing you say those words. Thank you." The following spring, I received a fat, squishy envelope tucked inside with a cross stitch that Esther had designed herself. Bordered with pink roses, it read, "Mom, you are a beautiful flower." I had to admit, having the best daughter in the world made me feel like a pretty good mom that Mother's Day, and every day.